so much water. Good morning. Welcome to FirstU this morning on this beautiful Sunday. Something new. I have been asked today to remind you to silence your cell phones after our little extra specially musical service last week with a lot of cell phone interruptions. We're going to begin this morning by whoever you are, number 188. In your vows 1,000 times. If you're sitting in the my left, your right section over here, you're gonna come, whoever you are. And then if you're in the middle, I'll actually bring you in later. So we're gonna try for 3 parts this morning. I'm feeling ambitious, so. We'll start with, you'll go first over here. So we'll start with you. Though you've broken your vows 1,000 times, though you've broken your vows 1,000 times, oh, come, whoever you are, come, whoever you are, lover of leaving, ours is no caravan of despair. Come, yet again, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving, ours is no caravan of despair. Come, yet again, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving, ours is no caravan of despair. Come, yet again, come. Thank you.
Well, that sounded pretty good. And later on, I will play the water glasses. No, that's not me. Good morning, everyone. I am Guy Belperche. I'm a member of your board, and I'm here with a few announcements. Please join Reverend Lara and our CUC, that's Canadian Unitarian Council, Congregational Life Lead, the Reverend Nicoline Guerrier, next Sunday, October the 5th, from 12:30 to 2:30 for a Congregational Ministry Startup Workshop. That's a mouthful. Here in Worship Hall. We will be discussing mutual expectations, plans, and timelines to help inform Reverend Lara's ministry with us. Childcare will be provided. A reminder to join us after the service today for a town hall to discuss the request received from Unitarian House to own their land instead of leasing it from FirstU. The town hall will be held here in Worship Hall at 12:30 and streamed online. There will be presentations from both FirstU and Unitarian House and a time for questions. The FirstU board is hosting this event as a step in considering this request. Please join for this important meeting. The FirstU Fall Congregational Meeting will take place on Saturday, October the 18th at 4 p.m. here in Worship Hall. Yes, it's a Saturday. Yes, it's at 4. It's a busy place in October. There will be a social gathering beforehand. Full meeting materials will be distributed in October, which, by the way, starts next Wednesday. The Adult Learning and Growth team invites you to join a journey group. This year's theme is an exploration of how we meet the current moment with love and justice. See the EUU or Emma Lily Sullivan. Emma Lily, are you here? There's Emma Lily, right there. After the service to learn more. A message from the Fall Fair team. Anyone who has jewelry that they would like to drop off for the Fall Fair, please drop it off in the congregation's office right over there as soon as possible. Join us today following the service for our bi-weekly conversation about themes and insights from the morning service. Grab some food from Fellowship Hall, and then join us in the lounge for conversation, which will begin at 11:45, and coffee will be available in the lounge. For more information about the many activities here at FirstU, please consult our electronic newsletter, the EUU. And there are a few printed copies available on the welcome table at the back of Worship Hall, right where Brent is standing. This coming Tuesday, September the 30th, is the National Day for Truth and Reconciliation and Orange Shirt Day. It's a time for Canadians to acknowledge the tremendous direct and intergenerational harm inflicted on Indigenous peoples in our efforts to and perpetuate a cultural genocide on unceded Algonquin Anishinaabe territory, and that the work of reconciliation is the responsibility of this congregation and of all Canadians. Our goal is to educate ourselves of the willingness to understand, to be of service to those who are at risk, and to advocate for justice. Thank you.
Last year, we got so many cards and letters about the fabulous pledge singers that we're bringing them back.
We got sermons that inspire us, we got pebbles in the bowl, we got friends that keep us grounded, we got music for the soul, we got coffee in the morning and a garden we can stroll. What ain't we got, you know darn well. We are looking for your pledge, got some bills to pay. Let us know what you can pledge, and the pledge will be underway. We got jumping for the kiddies, room to play outside and then we got dance and meditation, breakfast meetings for the men. There are goings on most every day, we help each other grow. What do we need? By now you know. We are looking for your pledge, got some bills to pay. Let us know what you can pledge, and the pledge will be underway. We got volunteers and visitors and principals to share. We supported refugees and tried to show the world we care. We connected with First Peoples, want to keep the good work strong. How can you help? Now hear this song. We are looking for your pledge, got some bills to pay. Let us know what you can pledge, and the pledge will be underway. There is nothing that you can find that suits a treasurer's word in mind, like a prompt and generous writing on paper to the line.
Thank you, fabulous pledge singers. Look around. See all the faces who weren't here last year. Have you noticed the parade of children getting larger every week? We've done it. Our membership is growing. More people and younger people are joining us to seek their spiritual path. We are on the move. I'm here to announce the start of the pledge campaign. For those who are new or new-ish, I'll explain. Each fall, we develop a budget for the following year and present it at the fall congregational meeting, October 18th. The biggest single source of revenue in that budget is the money you pledge to donate in 2026. Our other big sources are rentals, fundraising like the fall fair, and investments. But your pledges are bigger than all the rest put together. We are entirely self-supporting. There is no central office to send us money. So I'm not here for money today, but for promises of money in 2026. The theme of this year's campaign is hopes and dreams. This captures the spirit of the congregation at this crucial point in our history. We have come through some difficult times and have emerged better than ever. We have a new minister, Reverend Laura Cowtan. We have renewed both our religious exploration and adult education programs, and we are launching a new children's choir. Our affordable housing project is proceeding as we work to fulfill the recommendations of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission. Our food cupboard and refugee support continue. We are helping to build a kinder and better world. This campaign is about the operating budget. Without a strong operating budget, everything we do, all our programs, could not happen. RE, adult ed, music, the garden, reconciliation, it all depends on the operating budget. It is the foundation. Salaries, heating and lighting, snow clearance, building upkeep, nothing glamorous, but essential. We are, as you know, in a period of running budget deficits. When membership and income started to drop several years ago, we chose to maintain our programs and run budget deficits as the only way to return to prosperity. It is working. We are growing because of our programs. But the budget deficits are eating into our nest egg, and that lowers our ability to earn investment income. This will continue until the income do so, and all are welcome. But if possible, dig deep. And remember, you get a tax receipt. So how much should I give? Last year, the median pledge was $1,000. About one quarter were $2,000 or more, and one quarter were $500 or less. Your pledge depends on your income, of course, but it also depends on how much this place means to you. Are you just getting your feet wet, or is FirstU becoming a major part of your life? If you're on the mailing list, you will have received an email a day or two ago. Follow the link for more detailed guidance on how much to give. If you missed the email, the same guidance can be found on the website under the annual giving click. You can find platforms at the link in the email, on the website, at the back of the hall, or beside the cake. Did he say cake? Yes, we have cake in Fellowship Hall to celebrate being asked for money. And next week, at the back of the hall, we will have gummy worms. The early bird, the early pledge gets the worm. The cake is for everyone. The worms are for those who pledge early. Lisa, where are you? Lisa Sharp was first. 10:30 Thursday night. We can do this. This community is strong. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Phil and Pledge Choir, for making it fun. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the First Unitarian Congregation of Ottawa. Whether you're here in Worship Hall or watching from wherever you may be, you are welcome. My name's Chris, and I'm delighted to be here today with Reverend Dr. Peter Hobbs from the Anglican Diocese of Ottawa, as well as from Belong Ottawa. We have Shauna Young and India Bedson. They'll be offering a reflection on Love Thy Neighbor. This presentation will offer a heartfelt, conversational look into the lives of our most vulnerable neighbors. You'll hear stories that highlight the challenges they face and learn how Belong Ottawa is responding with compassion, practical supports, and lasting impact. Let's join our voices together in song. Please rise in body or spirit to sing number 366 in the gray hymnal, Hallelujah. The lyrics will also be on the screen above. So if anyone is new to FirstU, please contact us through our email, on our website, or get more information behind the pews if you're here today in person. Please sign up for our EUU weekly newsletter to stay updated on all the goings-on. You can also use the QR code on the back of our program. Check out our Facebook, Instagram pages, and websites for updates. Our calendar is as full as ever with a mix of online and in-person opportunities, so lots of ways to get together. This morning, each of us is welcome. We of any heritage or faith, whatever our burdens, of any culture or race, of any gender or orientation, in any body, all that we are, today we are all a part of this spiritual community. This morning's words for the chalice lighting are by Christine Robinson. We gather this hour as people of faith, with joys and sorrows, gifts and needs. We light this beacon of hope, sign of our quest for truth and meaning in celebration of the life we share together. I think we have Rennie. Do you want to come up? Our chalice is lit. Come, let us worship together as we sing our chalice song.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Jody McIntosh, the Director of Religious Exploration, and my pronouns are she and her. This morning, I have a book that I chose in honor of Truth and Reconciliation Day, which is on Tuesday. As part of reconciliation, it is important to know what life was like for children who were taken to residential schools in Canada. The more we learn about the children's experiences there, the more we can understand the truth, begin to heal and work together to build a future where all children are safe, loved, and free to be who they are. So I see some folks have come down. If you are young or young in heart who want to gather at the front, that would be great. So our story is called When We Were Alone by David A. Robertson. Today I helped my kukum in her flower garden. She always wears colorful clothes. It's like she dresses in rainbows. When she bent down to prune some of the flowers, I couldn't even see her because she blended in with them. She was like a chameleon. Nukum, why do you wear so many colors? I asked. Nukum said, well, no seesum. When I was your age at home in my community, my friends and I wore many different colors. But at school, I went to far away from home. They gave us different clothes to wear. All the children were dressed the same, and our clothes weren't colorful at all. We all mixed together like storm clouds. Why did you have to dress like that? They didn't like that we wore such beautiful colors, Nukum said. They wanted us to look like everybody else. But sometimes in the fall, when we were alone and the leaves had turned to their warm autumn hues, we would roll around on the ground. We would pile the leaves over the clothes they gave us, and we would be colorful again. And this made us happy. Now, I always wear the most beautiful colors. After I helped with the flowers, we went over to the back gate. There were vines covering the gate, and they reached all the way to the ground. When my kokum turned to fix the latch, I saw that her braid hung almost as low as the vines. It was like she had a tail. Nukum, "Why do you wear your hair so long?" Nocum said, "Well, Nocesum, when I was your age at home in my community, my friends and I grew our hair long, just like the people have always done. It made us feel strong and proud, but at the school I went to, so far away from home, they cut off all our hair. Our strands of hair mixed together on the ground like blades of dead grass." "Why did you have to wear your hair like that?" I asked. "They didn't like that we were proud," Newcomb said. "They wanted us to be like everybody else. But sometimes in the spring when we were alone and the grass had grown so long and thick in the field, we would pick the blades up from the ground. We would braid them into our short hair, and the short hair they had given us, and we would have long hair again. And this made us happy. Now," Nocum said, "I always wear my hair very long." After my cookum had fixed the latch, I followed her to the birdhouse. There was a bird flying through the air like a jingle-dressed dancer. She fed the bird and whispered, "Na pinesis, michuso, ta misikietian, ta make sky sian." That means, "Here, little bird, eat so you will get big and strong." And her words sounded just like a poem. "Newcomb, why do you speak in Cree?" I asked. Newcomb said, "Well, Nocesum, when I was young at home in my community, my friends and I always spoke our language. But at the school I went to so far away from home, they wouldn't let us speak our words. All the children used their strange words. We didn't understand them at all. Our voices blended together like a flock of crows." "Why did you have to talk in their language?" I asked. "They didn't like that we spoke our language," Newcomb said. "They wanted us to talk like everyone else. But sometimes in the summer, when we were alone and our teachers weren't anywhere around the place we were, we would whisper to each other in Cree. We would say all the words we weren't allowed to say so that we wouldn't forget them. And this made us happy. Now," Nocum said, "I always speak my language." After our gardening work was done, I sat with my kokum in the backyard. Her brother came over and sat with us. He comes over all the time. We drank tea and ate bannock, and the tea was hot and sweet, and the bannock was moist and warm and melted in my mouth. My kokum and my uncle talked and laughed like children. "Nocum, why do you and Nokomis always spend time together?" I asked. Nocum said, "Well, Nocesum, when we were your age, at home in our community, being with family was the most important thing. We played with each other, did chores together, and shared everything. But at the school I went to so far away from home, they wouldn't let us be together. My brother and I were separated like day and night." "Why were you and Nokomis separated?" "They didn't like when we were with family, because when we were together, we thought too much of home. But sometimes in the winter, when we were alone and we were sure that nobody could see us, we would find each other. We would take off our mitts, and in the crisp, cold air, we would hold hands so we could be with each other. And this made us happy." "Now," Nocum said as she reached over and held my uncle's hand in mine, "I am always with my family." Residential schools, they tried to take away the people's language, their culture, and family connections. But through this story, we see how love, resilience, and identity can sometimes survive. We will now sing our children on our way. Parents, if you can come outside to collect your children today, that would be wonderful. And if we can make a lovely heart shape for our children as we go down to our classes. Thank you.
Each week, we pause in our time together in recognition of the joys and sorrows in our lives and across the globe. We honor our celebrations and challenges by placing stones in a bowl of water. As the ripples extend outwards, we imagine them continuing out beyond these small bowls, out through and past our pews, out into the larger community. We don't have any joys and sorrows for the bowls today, but we do have one caring card at the back for Montha McGinnis, who has shingles. So we are wishing her a smooth recovery. Even if you don't know the person on the caring card, we invite you to please extend your care anyways to others that have been a part of this community of faith. We're going to invite everyone to come forward to honor your own joys and sorrows by placing stones in a bowl of water. And the last stone I placed in the bowl was for all the joys and sorrows that may be left unspoken in our hearts. We'll have a moment of meditative silence together, and then we'll bring back with the gift of music.
Our anthem today, performed by Fusion, is Prayer Song by Russell Wallace, but he also credits Flora Wallace, Grace Meyerhouse, and Kathleen Reynolds as being instrumental behind his composition as well. Russell Wallace is an award-winning composer who's a member of the Lil'wat First Nation. And this piece, the three women who I just mentioned that he credits are interior Salish elders who he felt learned and he learned his craft from and shaped his craft. This is a lovely piece that will feature a little duet with Gay and Kate, and also Chris playing the singing bowl for us as well.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Lisa Sharp, and I'm here to give us a reading for this morning. Our reading this morning is from one of our many spiritual sources, Christian teachings, which you can see on this panel that's up on the wall here are Unitarian Universalist sources. And so in Luke chapter 10 of the Bible, we can find the story of the Good Samaritan, which explains the love thy neighbor commandment. It begins with an expert in law asking Jesus, "Who is my neighbor?" Jesus said, "A man was going down from Jerusalem to Jericho when he was attacked by robbers. They stripped him of his clothes, beat him, and went away, leaving him half dead. A priest happened to be going down the same road, and when he saw the man, he passed by the other side. So too, a Levite, when he came to the place and saw him, passed by on the other side. But a Samaritan, as he traveled, came where the man was, and when he saw him, he took pity on him. He went to him and bandaged his wounds, pouring on oil and wine. Then he put the man on his own donkey, brought him to an inn, and took care of him. The next day he took out 2 denarii and gave them to the innkeeper. 'Look after him,' he said, 'and when I return, I will reimburse you for any extra expense you may have.' Which of these 3 do you think was a neighbor to the man who fell to the hands of robbers?" The expert in the law replied, "The one who had mercy on him." Jesus told him, "Go and do likewise." Now, as chair of the Justice and Equality Action Group here at FirstU, I am so pleased to welcome Shauna Young, India Bedson from Belong Ottawa, as well as Reverend Canon Dr. Peter John Hobbs from the Anglican Diocese of Ottawa, who will be sharing a reflection on the topic of love thy neighbor. Belong Ottawa is a community ministry of the Anglican Ottawa Diocese, and it operates 3 essential drop-in programs, day programs, in downtown Ottawa. You may have heard of some of them. Center 454 is one of them, St. Luke's Table, and The Well. These programs offer vital, compassionate support to individuals facing some of life's toughest challenges, including homelessness, housing insecurity, mental health concerns, substance use, and poverty. Rooted in the values of the Anglican tradition and closely aligned with the principles of Unitarian Universalism, Belong Ottawa affirms the inherent worth and dignity of every person. So I'd like to welcome Shauna, India, and PJ. Thanks.
Thank you, Lisa. It's good to be here today. For years, decades even, I've known and heard about First United Congregation of Ottawa, or as I've learned today, FirstU. Decades ago, I participated in an interfaith discussion group that included a couple of your members, and so I learned very deeply of our shared values of compassion, service, social justice, the love of neighbor. When my work would later focus on affordable housing and the social purpose of church properties, this campus was very often referenced as an exemplar. Unitarian House, the River Parkway Children's Center, where my daughter interned and went and worked as a student, in fact, and yet I've not been here. And now I learn about 2 affordable housing projects that will be done here on this property, and I'm just amazed at the work that you do. And every day on my way to work, driving to and from work, driving down Kitchissippi-Macon, I see the lovely spire of this building as it overlooks the river, this neighborhood. Yet this is the first time I've come here, on this campus, in this building, in the midst of your community. Thank you for the invitation. I have so often known of your beloved and compassionate and neighborly community. It means a lot to me to be here today, as I know it does to my colleagues, Shauna and India. So my name is Peter John Hobbs, PJ. That's what most people call me. Think pajamas, you'll never forget. I'm the Director General of Community Ministries for the Anglican Diocese of Ottawa, where I've worked since 1992, first as a congregational pastor and since 2013 in my current role. I have the responsibility of 5 community ministries, agencies that our diocese operates. Our community ministries, or a community ministry of our diocese, is an organization that really is guided by the values of our faith rooted in service, compassion, and justice, providing sustainable services to vulnerable individuals, often struggling with issues around poverty, addiction, homelessness, food insecurity, mental health challenges, and trauma. Well, in a few minutes, I'll focus more on Belong Ottawa. Let me tell you a bit about the other 4. The Refugee Ministry Office, working closely with congregations, other community groups, and family sponsors, operates as a sponsorship agreement holder with Immigration, Refugee, Citizenship Canada, participating in Canada's private sponsorship of refugees program. I see that this congregation, not surprisingly at all, has a strong refugee ministry. Each year, our diocese, we submit applications for over 100 individuals, and each year about the same amount arrive as permanent residents, having been sponsored as refugees. Cornerstone Housing for Women provides emergency shelter and long-term supportive, affordable housing to women and gender-diverse individuals who have a lived experience of homelessness. Each night, over 300 individuals either have a bed to sleep in our shelter, or better yet, a place to call home in one of our supportive, affordable housing locations. Center 105 is a day program modeled very much on Belong Ottawa, located in Cornwall at Trinity Anglican Church, that provides a safe, accessible, welcoming place, creating a community, offering breakfast, support services, referrals, and a range of basic needs. The Ottawa Pastoral Counseling Centre, OPC, has been in operation for over 50 years, providing pastoral counseling and psychotherapy to individuals, couples, and families at significantly below market rates. In addition, through its counseling support fund, OPC is able to provide service to clients who simply could not afford it at all. Belong Ottawa includes 3-day programs in this city. St. Luke's Table, located at the Bronson Centre, originally at St. Luke's Church, which was, though, destroyed by fire in 2022. Center 454 is located at St. Albans Church at 454 King Edward, and The Well is located at St. John the Evangelist Church at Somerset and Elgin, all very much in the downtown core. Belong Ottawa provides safe places that connect people and create community, offering programs that foster dignity. Very importantly, Belong Ottawa provides basic needs to people struggling on the street. Meals, laundry, showers, respite cots to rest during the day. Programs include social recreation, referral services, spiritual care, a community fridge, social outings. Well, Belong Ottawa brought the 3-day programs together in 2021. Its history goes back much longer. Last year, we celebrated 70 years of community service as we marked the beginning of Center 454, and 40 years for The Well, 41 for St. Luke's Table. It's been a very rich history of making a difference in people's lives, of loving our neighbor. Belong Ottawa, though, operates within a very complex, difficult, fluid, and at times a volatile context. There are many challenges. The housing crisis, the opioid fentanyl crisis with its deadly toxic drugs, the prevalence of mental illness, food insecurity, from the ravages of poverty. They are alive, and they are active, and they are visible on the streets of our city. In recent years, the number of asylum seekers has increased exponentially, often overwhelming services, and at the same time, the first inhabitants of this land, Indigenous Canadians, are disproportionately represented among the people on the street and in shelter. Within a few blocks of Belong Ottawa Centre 454 location, on the line between Sandy Hill and Lower Town, over 1,000 people, citizens, neighbors, are homeless, accessing shelters or on the streets. This is a neighborhood with a high concentration of drug use, with many overdoses, our staff often reversing them with naloxone. Sadly, with such nasty, toxic drugs often comes very difficult behavior. Neighbors are nervous, often frightened and upset. The challenge, the call to love your neighbor does not always come quickly. So we work with neighborhood liaison committees, community associations. We embrace collaboration with partner agencies. We participate in coalitions like the Alliance to End Homelessness, advocating and developing solutions that, with political will, could address our housing crisis. With others, we advocate for and embrace evidence-based harm reduction measures that keep people alive in the often long, painful journey to addiction recovery. Belong Ottawa, like so many other agencies of its kind, has many sources of revenue. Our diocese, of course, makes a significant contribution. We have a very deep-rooted partnership with the funding agreement with the City of Ottawa. And we also receive gifts from many generous community groups and individuals. The financial margins, as I know you would know, remain very tight. The state of the streets in many parts of the city bear witness to the crisis I believe that we are in. The drug crisis, homelessness, the number of souls living precariously on the streets or in shelters or in horrible rooming houses is not by any means abating. Neighbors are frustrated. Frontline staff are engaged in difficult, taxing, heroic work. Organizations are stretched to capacity. Political leaders are seemingly confounded at the extent of the problem, and thousands of people in this city are living desperate, risk-laden lives. People often ask, what can I do? What can we do? I have a hard time addressing that within this community, as I know just how much you do as a community, and I'm no doubt as individuals. But what can I do? What can we do? The answer to this question depends on so many things: where you live, where your church is located, where you work, what's happening in your neighborhood. Staff at Belong Ottawa, if asked that question, would likely say, learn. Learn as much as you can about the problem. Identify the groups and individuals, agencies, other faith groups engaged in these issues. Go for a walk and observe what's happening in our city, our neighborhoods. You know, if you're a person who likes data and the intricacies of policy, there's lots of data out there. Go for it. If you're drawn to direct service, volunteer. Continue to be generous. I can assure you gifts are received with gratitude and provide great relief. Talk to elected officials and candidates during elections. So many of you are already doing all of the above and so much more. Because as we take this journey of compassion, we become deeply rooted in the call to love our neighbor. For communities such as ours, and by that I mean my diocese and this First Unitarian congregation, In communities such as ours, which share so many values and similarity in community-based initiatives, this crisis calls or falls within the framework of love thy neighbor, within the framework of shared mission, rooted deeply in compassion, community service, and social justice. Within the crisis that I described, given all the advocacy and social action we must take, given the systemic change that is called for, given the challenges of our neighborhood relations, ironic on a day in which we call to mind the call to love our neighbor, Belong Ottawa will continue to be of service, attending to the basic needs of those most vulnerable in our midst, making sure people are fed, have a place of rest, a place of respite, to wash, to clean their clothes, a place to find support, to be safe, to be a community, to be a neighbor, to be beloved, to be a place to belong. I invite Belong Ottawa's Executive Director, Shauna Marie Young, to share some more information about Belong. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much again for having us today on this most important Sunday. As PJ was saying, and he did address all of what we do at Belong Ottawa, and it's been my privilege to be the executive director since last September with this organization. And despite a background in history and mental health addictions and psychiatry as a registered nurse over, I don't want to tell you how many decades, I also have been quite surprised by the sheer numbers of people in need in Ottawa. And so I want to just bring that forward to you with respect to the numbers. And since, pardon me, I don't need to reiterate our vision and mission. PJ has aptly shared that with you. And as Bill mentioned, I'll just summarize, we aim to create a city where we are kinder and more welcoming as a world. So reminder that we offer, these are some of our folks, so it's hard for me to see, so I'll step over here. Is the volume okay? Okay, great. So these are some folks that we refer to as visitors to our centers, participants in our community. They come to us for showers, for meals, for cots with clean linens and pillows and safety so they can rest, and to connect with a community of care and support and loving. Since the beginning of June, the City of Ottawa has asked all drop-in day programs in Ottawa to commence collecting statistics, and this is really a little bit staggering. And the next number you're going to see will maybe surprise you. So since the beginning of June, that is the number of meals that Belong Ottawa has served to people in need in Ottawa at 3 centers, and that's just one day program. 22,300 of those meals were served from Center 454 in Lower Town and Sandy Hill area. 10,067 of those meals were served out of the Bronson Center at St. Luke's Table, and 18,153 of those meals were served at the Well. And meals served really doesn't service what's happening there, because we have a kitchen services team that is dedicated and committed to providing delicious, wholesome, warm meals. And it is a joy and a privilege to be part of that team and actually serve those who come to us. And staggering number, but in fact, since I believe June 2nd to end August, so that's not a lot of weeks. We offer moments of support and often interventions, as PJ mentioned, and those include life-saving measures, administering naloxone often, working with the police services, and since the beginning of June, we've recorded 3,058 of those moments of support and intervention. And that can be a quiet moment to calm someone who may be hungry or tired or in withdrawal. It could include police, ambulance services. It could include working with city resources, connecting people. Really, what we're doing is supporting people by offering those interventions and supports and creating moments of trust and loving thy neighbor. PJ mentioned respite. So what that means in each of our centers is that we have spaces where there are cots, or in some cases mats, clean linens, pillows, a quiet space, lights are down, and the staff monitor these spaces so that the people who come to see us, and since beginning of June, 2,727, we call them respites, moments of respite, where people visit our centers. And this is a service that is filled almost immediately after our doors are open. I've been at Center 454 the last couple of weeks, very early morning a few times. And right now, we have about 15 cots set up, and within 10 minutes of the door open, if 10 minutes, maybe 5, and I'm not exaggerating, every cot is filled and people are asleep. They've been wandering the streets through the night, they're cold, they perhaps don't feel safe in a shelter, they've had all their belongings stolen in a shelter, and so they don't feel comfortable until they're in a safer space. So that happens every day. And since the beginning of June also, we've helped many, many people just meet the basic need of clean laundry. So that's how many loads of laundry we've done in 2 of our centers. Where we are a tenant at Bronson Center, since the fire, we don't have laundry services or shower services there. So showers and laundry are from 2 centers, the Well and Center 454. We provide laundry supplies. We support people in their need to wash their clothes or their linens. And many of the people that come to us are housed or vicariously housed. However, they can't afford extras like laundry product or paying for their laundry to be done in services in the city. So we provide that service, and it's a very busy service in the 2 centers. So that's a lot of loads of laundry you can see since the beginning of June. We also offer showers, and again, in 2 centers because of the limitation at Bronson Center. And since the beginning of June, 2,033 showers. And I'd like to also tell you, 2 of those showers are under repair. And thanks to a very generous donation by, as a result of a recent appeal, we had a neighbor come forward and offer to pay to have our accessible shower at the Well replaced. So we're down 2 showers with this number, one at 454 and one at the Well. So with the warm shower, the warm water, we offer all the supplies, clean towels, soap, shampoo, deodorants, to people who are in most need of this vital service. I had the privilege of hosting a town hall meeting recently where one of our participants, who visits both St. Luke's Table at the Bronson Center and the Well, he shared how important it was to him to be able to have a shower and know the staff were available, so he felt safe. He couldn't shower anywhere else, but he felt safe showering at the Well, and how important it was to him to be clean. Even though he was homeless, he really wanted to be clean. And that individual actually will be joining our Participant Advisory Council soon. So yeah, looking forward to that. All of you already know the overrepresentation of our Indigenous brothers and sisters in this country. And I'd like to share with you from my previous work in Inuit advocacy that Inuit in particular are overrepresented in Ottawa with respect to social services, police services, etc., along with Métis and First Nation brothers and sisters. Our stats let us know that 18% of the people we see are Indigenous. That said, many Indigenous folk will not self-identify because of fears, and we all know about those fears and traumas that our brothers and sisters bring forward. So my guess is these numbers are higher based on anecdotal evidence and and what we see every day in the centers. PJ mentioned our funding model, and between the Anglican Diocese of Ottawa and many of the parishes and the City of Ottawa, we are funded to a great extent. That said, there's still a need, as you know, and I really love your ideas around the gummy worms and the pledge cake, and wow, we need to get a choir, right? But what we're really working on, and this was one of the things when PJ hired me, he said, we need to expand our donorship, and we need to engage in fundraising. And so this past year, with the support of my colleague, India, who she'll speak to you in a moment, we've started really working on and supporting and recognizing individual donors. And that's a huge part of our funding, as well as we're about to launch our first, and hopefully will become our annual fundraising event next Saturday. And so I'm going to call on India to talk to you about that, and I look forward to speaking to some of you, and all of you hopefully at coffee later. Thank you very much. Over to you, India.
Thank you, Shauna. So I'm here to share some information with you about our upcoming, hopefully annual fundraiser known as Ride for Refuge. It's taking place on October 4th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at 934 Hamlet Road at one of our parish partner locations, St. Aidan's Anglican Church. So a little bit of information about Ride for Refuge is it's a family-friendly national event that charities participate in, that these charities are ones that support people that are searching for hope and safety and freedom. So for us, hope comes from connection and resources that we provide to our participants. Safety comes from compassionate communities such as Belong Ottawa and yourselves, and freedom from barriers and hardship. So the event itself is an opportunity for us to gather to either walk or bike ride in solidarity of those seeking hope, safety, and freedom. And we see this more than a fundraiser. It's a chance for us to unite across our communities and in a way that is new to support our most vulnerable neighbors. There is no registration fee, but our goal is to fundraise. We are near that goal every day, but we're not quite there yet. So we are hoping to raise $20,000 to sustain our programs. And as you've seen from Shauna and PJ's messaging today, that those are services that hundreds of people rely on. So funds raised through this event go directly towards our services. We hope that you'll be looking to join us, get out, get some activity, bring your family, and show your support. You can start your own team. You can join ours as well. And you can sign up directly at the yellow link here, but we'll also be available for coffee hour to share more about Belong Ottawa, about Ride for Refuge, and to answer any questions you may have. So on behalf of PJ, Shauna, myself, we thank you for allowing us to join your service today. We look forward to connecting with you all afterwards and to share more information about Belong Ottawa. Thank you.
Thank you so much to our guest speakers, and apologies, folks, for keeping you so late. We didn't want to miss acknowledging National Truth and Reconciliation Day, even though we still had our Social Justice Service Sunday. But after our offering, we will have our closing pieces of the service. So a reminder that today's offering will be given to Belong Ottawa, so please give generously to this organization. Our congregation has a long history of care, vitality, and bringing people together to move the arc of justice forward. We've been able to live into our hopes and dreams because of the generosity of those within and beyond this community. Whether you're here in Worship Hall or anywhere else, you're a part of this community. We rely on one another to keep this congregation vital and resilient. If you have any questions, you can go to our website. You can also use the QR code on the back of the service to make an online donation. Our gifts are freely given and gratefully received. We dedicate these gifts to the work of this community of faith, serving human wholeness, caring for the planet, upholding religious freedom, welcoming the stranger, loving one another. And we'll have Jen introduce our closing hymn.
Given that we're running a little behind time, I don't think I'll introduce it. We're just going to jump into it. And some other Sunday, I'll tell you about this very cool piece of music.
As we prepare to extinguish our chalice, let these words from David Herndon guide us forward. The script has 3 actions, so feel free to follow along if you would like to. We are Unitarian Universalists with minds that think, hearts that love, and hands that are ready to serve. Please rise in body or spirit as we come together one more time in song to sing Spirit of Life in our teal hymn, or gray hymnal, 1, 2, 3. We'll sing it in English and then en français. Thanks, folks. I'll briefly mention you can get the little orange pins at the back if you would like to. We will now have our coffee hour. Please grab a green mug if you are new so we can have a nice conversation with you. Don't forget you can chat with the folks from Belong Ottawa, and don't forget there is cake. So I'll say, may we always remember we are people of love, providing a place in this world for our spirit, a place called home. As we return to the challenge and joy of helping the world come alive in love, let us go forward with love in our hearts, sowing seeds of justice from our hands and peace in our steps. Go in peace, my friends, go making peace.